everybody, it's Brooke. I hope you're having a great day. I thought that we could finish our little rubber stamp monster today that we started the other day. Let's get into the journal and do that. If you haven't seen the first video, I will make sure to link it down below in case you're interested in seeing it. Just a different way to use some rubber stamps in your journal. Inspired by Allison at AJ's Inspired Life, who is doing an item of the month challenge. Hashtag, let's see, I think I have it written down. Hold on. I thought I was all ready and everything. Oh, there we go. I did have it written down. Hashtag AJ's IOTM. So AJ's item of the month. Super fun using a supply that you don't necessarily reach for in your journaling. And February's item was rubber stamps. So that is what I was doing. Let me take out our cute little bookmark charm. I love this thing. And get over to the page we were working on. Oh yeah, you guys, can you believe it? JWM out of business. It was a fixture. I used to work for Faber Centers of America when they owned JWM's like 100,000 years ago. Okay, so this is the page we started on the other day, and we drew a little monster face, and then I used some Diane Reevely stamps to make his crazy hair. But we didn't quite finish it, and I couldn't cover up the ink marks from where I stamped poorly, so I went ahead and put some whiteout down, and I'm hoping that we can knock that back. It doesn't show up in real life as much as it's showing up on the camera, so I don't know if I regret that decision, but too bad for me, because it's down there now. Alright, nice thing about a composition book is you can open it any way you want, so I've kind of got the covers bent this way, and then we can clip this dude. I've got my pencil board in there. And this is my creative daily journal, which is a repurposed composition notebook where I took it apart, I put some of the pages back in, glued two together, and then I also put in a digital kit. I bound a digital kit into the book as well. And there are also plenty of videos on my channel about how to do that. Okay, so let's get back to our monster. I didn't put anything away. It's been a couple days. My computer had to go to the computer hospital, so I had to steal Mark's computer and figure out how to make it recognize the camera and the microphone. It was not all that interested in doing that. Okay, so I thought what we would do is, I've got little monster hands drawn in, not very well, and then have him holding a sign or a piece of paper. Almost nothing happened this day. Like, there was nothing going on. So all I have is this one little sticker that says National Sticky Bun Day, which was this day. So I don't have much to write. Might as well fill it up with color, right? Okay, so I've got that clamped down. I've got my Micron 05 pen, which is a waterproof pen. And I'm just going to draw in his little arms. Oops. Gets a little bumpy in your composition book. And the monster was inspired by Courtney Diaz at Little Raven Ink. I will obviously certainly link her down below too. Get his paper drawn in. Make it look like he's holding it, I hope. This pen, I think I went through this last time. Pen's not working all that well. The Microns have, I don't know if you can see it, if I hold it up. See its little nib? Those are plastic, so with use, they will eventually split and just kind of get worn out and not work anymore. And I have a feeling that I'm getting to that point pretty quick right here. Okay. His arm got kind of fat there, but I'm okay with that. He's got his little thumb behind his piece of paper. Carry the piece of paper over there and carry it down. So his little hair is kind of in front of it there. Gosh, this pen is thin. I don't know if you can see that very well. But it's a monster. doesn't really exist, so you can make it look however you would like. Follow the lines loosely. Not exactly, but that's okay. It's supposed to be fun. And you know what? This pen is making me crazy. I'm going to pause the camera and see if I can find a better one. Hold, please. Well, that took longer than I thought, but I did find a heavier weight micron pen. This is a PN, which has a broader tip. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. There's a shadow. There's always a shadow. Okay, so that one's working a little bit better, I think. So let's get back to it. We've got the monster's paper drawn in. I was thinking that maybe we could make this edge curled just to make it a little more interesting. So let's see, I haven't drawn a curled edge in a while. Yep, I think I better start with my pencil on this. And let's see, we'll come down like that. Make kind of a J shape. And we'll come around like that. Can you guys see? I hope you can see. And then we'll come around like that. And then we'll draw a little line just like that. That looks pretty good. We don't need this part. I'll ink it up and then I'll bring it closer to the camera so you can see. All we did was go down like this and make a swoop and then curve this line down towards our paper. That's the bottom edge. Let me draw in this bottom edge so you can see it. There's the bottom edge, and then we just gave it a little curl. That's the inside fold. It'll need a little bit of shading, but we can do that with our colored pencils. Let's see. I think we'll give this a second to dry, and then we will erase our lines. All right, so I just gave that a few little seconds, and we'll go ahead and get rid of our pencil lines. I didn't even stick close to the lines on his hands. That's kind of funny. I like how he looks though. It does look like he's holding paper, doesn't it? Kind of. If a monster was going to hold paper. There we go. So, not Monet, but hey, not bad. I'll take it. So after we've painted, we'll go in with colored pencils again and just do a little bit of shading. After I finished painting this last time, I just went in with some chartreuse colored pencil and some hot pink and neon orange and just kind of went around, filled in some of the spaces because I like crazy color. Yes, I do. Now we have to decide what color his arms would be. Boy, that's a lot of pencil. Okay. Maybe his arms will be pink, because who doesn't love pink? Pink monster arms. So I've got my color bucket. The handy dandy color bucket is right over here. And let's pull out the paints. Here we go. And these are my Jane Davenport Brights. So we'll open those up. I love these colors. Let me see how I can do this. Maybe this side, I'll put the paints on this side so you can see. Does that work? I think it does. And yes, my paint palette is in deplorable condition because I use it a lot. I love it. So we'll juice up those paints a little bit. Get out the paint water bucket. And we need a paper towel. Just for dabbing off the water. And I'm going to use my water brush that has no water in it to do his little skinny arms. Okay, so let's make them pink. What the heck? I'm not sure how the paint will do over the whiteout, but I think that we can probably touch it up with pencil. Should he have two different color arms? That might be fun. That might be monster-esque. Paint his little skinny finger. So this is super fun if you're just in the mood to basically do some coloring. It's relaxing, it's entertaining. It's a made-up creature out of your imagination. There are no rules about how it has to look or not look. Totally up to you. Let me see, maybe we'll put a little bit of this magenta. Just to kind of get that a little bit shaded. Yeah, it doesn't seem all that happy with the whiteout. The whiteout's kind of repelling it, but that's okay. As I said, I bet we could do something with our colored pencils. Okay, I'm going to go over with the darker pink on this side. You guys can see there is quite a gully in the middle of my book. It's getting pretty fluffy. Stupid shaky hands again, man. Makes arting quite challenging. I guess I go for the sketchy look now, right? And I'm just using the little brush because these are pretty tiny spaces. I don't care about staying completely in the lines, but as you can tell up here, we had some places where we kind of went over. It's fine with me. It's half the fun is the messy look. But if I don't have to get too crazy, I guess I would not. So I'm just finding the small tip on this to be a little easier. Now maybe I'll put some purple in his hand, because he's a party monster. Nope, too much water. Oh, there go the plows. Can you guys hear that? It's so loud. It's been snowing really hard all day. And it sounds like maybe they're finally cleaning up a little bit. It gets hard to get out of our driveway because down at the end where they plow the street, it stacks up and makes it quite difficult to get out. But, you know, it's wintertime in Maine. What are you going to do? So I'm just going down here a little bit. Looks like some of the paint is sticking to that whiteout. I love his little paws. I think they're so cute. He definitely looks like he's going to a party. Okay. I think I'm going to blot this one a little bit. As I said earlier, I watercolored on the back side of this page as well, so it's really quite crunchy. So I'm just going to blot that a little bit. Oh, and I did smear it, but oh well. And now I think what I'll do is give it a shot with the heat tool, and then we'll do the paper. But I'm going to pause you so that you don't have to listen to the heat tool. Okay, that's all nice and dry now. So I've got my bigger paintbrush out now. This is a number 12 round. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this 70s eyeshadow. Oh, and that's really dark. So let's get a little more water going on there, because we don't want our paper to be that blue. It is reactivating the paint underneath a little bit. Again, don't care. The more color, the better. And so I'm just going to go lightly in between his fingers, but I'll go in with my blue pencil, my darker blue pencil, and kind of shadow that in after everything's dry. I just think that playing with watercolors and colored pencils is so much fun. And if you're making a monster, you can make it look any way you want. Going down in between. Got a nice point on my paintbrush, so we'll go back up here. And I'm doing darker on the edges and kind of fading into the center a little bit. And if you don't like to watercolor or you don't have watercolors, you can do the whole thing with markers or just the colored pencils or whatever you want to do. Totally up to you. Go ahead and get that and get our little curled bit. A little bit more in the middle. I just think this page is so fun with all this color. Brightens up a dreary February. I'd started out with, kind of blues and purples for the winter. I couldn't stick to it, you guys. I got tired of it. That's why I'd done the front cover in the blues, and I couldn't stick with it. I need color. Man, I need color. I think maybe I'll put just a little bit of the butterfly. That's a really dark color. Just a little bit down here. Just to give it a little interest. And it is settling into kind of the bumps on the paper where it's gotten wrinkled, and I like how that looks. I think it's cool. Okay, so once again, I will go get my heat tool and we'll dry this off and do a little pencil work. Hold on. All right, he's all dry again, and I put away the paints and got out my Prismacolors. So let's do a little playing with pencils. This is a set of 36 colors that I bought years ago. It was like a special buy or a big clearance or something. I don't know, but it was a great deal. So this is the one that lives in my color bag. Let's see. Let's do a little bit. This is, as you can see, one that I love. This is ultramarine. So let's just go around and shade on the edges a little bit, around where his fingers are. Get those to stand out a little bit more. Give our little curled paper some shadow too. Okay, we'll go down here. It's going to be some shadow right in there. This part will be darker. And probably that bottom edge would be darker as well. Then we can just go across the top. Again, just making it stand out a little bit. Go around his little fat monster fingers. Guess they're not fat, they're long. And because this is watercolor in the center, in here, I'm not going to do any pencil in there, so there will be room for me to journal if my notes reveal that something fascinating happened that day. And I'm going to go with, nope, it probably didn't. That was why I picked this day to watercolor on, I think, because it was a very quiet day. So if you're worried about what do I journal about, nothing ever happens to me. On the days where nothing happens, do some painting or some coloring. Save bits and pieces from your day. I mean, here, this next day, we had Burger King for dinner. Wasn't that a healthy choice? But I just ripped this off the bag, and that will go on that page. And I don't know, I don't have my notes right here, so I'm not sure what else happened that day, but you can pretty much journal anything. Bits and pieces of food packaging or packaging of anything, really. I like receipts because it's interesting, I think, to go back to see how much things cost, a while ago. Although that seems to be changing awfully quickly right now, doesn't it? So that's looking kind of snazzy. And I'll just pull that out a little bit. So now you can really see where that's curled up. I like that. That was a fun addition. A little bit down here at the bottom. Oop, feels like maybe that edge is not as dry as it could be. But we will persevere. Now let's take some of this beautiful chartreuse. I think that's what it's called. Yes, it's this color. It's Prismacolor PC989. Okay, and we'll go back and see if we can get... Oh, it's kind of weird over the white out, but it does knock it back so it's not like all up in your face and stuff. And I just go heavier around the edge and then lighten it up as I come out. Oops, scratching it right off. Okay then. Well, I may be regretting that white out, but oh well. Again, I wasn't planning for it to end up in the museum. It was just to have some fun. And I could just keep going and adding more color and more color for, I don't know, ever, because I think it's fun. And I've got my hot pink, fluorescent pink, neon pink. No, yeah, neon pink, there we go. Neon pink Prismacolor. Again, just sort of add a little bit of bright and a little bit of extra color in his monster paws. Do the same over here. Oh, I'm creeping off. I don't know why I do that. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Hopefully I hadn't been like that for very long. Super sorry. Now I think we need a little bit of purple. Let's see here. What color is this? Violet. That sounds like an excellent choice, doesn't it? Okay, so we can put some on his arms. That goes nicely with the pink and the blues. And again, after I start up here, pressing a little bit harder, I just lighten up. Lighten up and lighten up. Just like coloring in a coloring book. Give him a little shadow there, where his thumb is going behind the paper. Just a little more color, because you can never have enough. There we go. I don't know, you guys. I think he's awfully cute. As I said, I could, and I might go back and do a whole bunch more color. I don't know. But for now, that is our page. Using rubber stamps in a different way. Pretty fun, huh? Oh, I almost wonder. That whiteout is starting to really bug me now. I'm going to have to get over myself. I could put that up there, but it looks stupid, so I'm not. I'm just going to have to get what I get and don't get upset. There you go, Elizabeth. There's that saying for you. So there it is. Our little monster's all done, and I'm really pleased with how he came out. I hope you guys will give it a try, and I will see you guys really soon. Take care, be well, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.